Want to know what a real man would tell their lady about love and life? You're in the right place. This is Hello Ladies with Rom Wills. Rom Wills is a speaker and author of several books on relationships. Grab some wine, sit back, and enjoy.
Hello, ladies. Welcome to my spot. Key things high quality men look for in a woman. And the young lady who requested this topic, shout yourself out, because I'm sitting here right in front of my microphone and a piece of paper, but I was remiss in writing down your name. So shout yourself out in the comments, sister. So what's a high quality man going to look for in a woman? See, first of all, understand something. And I'm going to just say, first thing, just a level of class, right? A level of class. Because contrary to what some women believe, a high quality man ain't messing with some ratchet, loud woman who don't act like she got home training. Not even on the low. Not even on the low. He won't even trick with such a woman. He won't even trick, because even when you get those like high powered men, got money, got something going on for them, even if they pay for sex, it's with the high class escorts. And that's why the high class escorts not only gotta look like they have to look good, but they also have to be able to hold a conversation. See, that's the first thing. He's looking for somebody who represents him well, right? Like, because one thing, and this isn't like speculation. Now I know I give off like that old grumpy uncle or something, and who's just out here just talking, be on a street corner or something talking, but on the real, at least in the past and occasionally now, I'm moving some high-powered circles, right? And it's a different vibe. You can't be on some ghetto stuff. You can't be on some ghetto stuff. In fact, I remember there was a young lady who would have been a good wife to me, good wife, mother, and all of that. Very attractive and she would have been very loyal, but she wasn't ready for those type of circles. And I had to think about that. I had to think about that. She would have been uncomfortable, right? And it'd have been a situation where I hate to say it, I would have been like, oh, well, you need to be quiet. Because like I said, don't like what y'all see online about me. I can code switch like a champ, right? But when you get men on that level and they interacting with each other, say at a social event, that social event is just as much business, right? So, in many high-powered men will judge another man. Say they working with some guy, they may be in some negotiation or something for a business dinner or something. I mean, like some type of business deal or something like that. They're going to judge that man by the woman he's with. They ain't going to sit back and judge him. Like, understand when you get... See, a lot of women don't get it because it's still a glass ceiling. It's still a glass ceiling. For all the gains women have made, many women are still not at that higher level, right? But many of the moves are made not in like a meeting room, but in a social setting. That's why it's important for many men to be members of certain social clubs, like health clubs or country clubs or something like that, because that's where the decisions will really be made. That's why a lot of high-powered men might take up golf. That business decision or that business deal was made on the golf course. But part of the thing is the woman he's with. Now, if you get some guy, he got a lot going on, but he's with some tacky woman, the other guy's going to be like, okay, this don't show good judgment. Yes, they will judge. So the first thing, you got to be classy. Right? Like, and I'm just going to be raw with it. If you that type of sister or woman, not even sister, just woman, period, and you got a neck tattoo and sleeve and stuff, and visible tattoos, like if you wearing a dress, that man ain't dealing with you, unless you consider a rapper or something or an athlete. They might deal with you. They might. And really, if you check out a lot of those rappers or athletes, if that's what you consider a high quality man, and I'm saying what you consider, what I'm talking about is like some professional dude. But if y'all consider that a high quality man, a lot of them, if you see their wives, they like Aisha Curry, Stephen Curry's wife, right? They like her. They more like her. More of them are like her. Don't go by what you see on Basketball Wives, all right? But yeah, I'm talking about like the professional types, masters of the universe. They wearing a suit. Man, that women better look a certain way. She can't have no crazy like haircut, or if she got a weave, that better be tight as hell. That gotta be tight as hell, and she gotta be able to hold a conversation. Like I know this one gentleman, he deals in high circles. He was about to go to an event, him and his wife already classy, but they actually practice some stuff because they judging on that. So that's the main thing. Represents him well, right? And cooperation, right? Cooperation, right? He don't if that dude's a high quality dude, right? He don't need another mother or a woman coming in. Now this dude already made his money. He don't need a woman coming in trying to like tell him what he should be doing to make money unless she's already made money herself. And then in that case, you got a power couple. And that's really the only way you can come in and maybe say, okay, you got your stuff, I got mine. And half of that, most of those relationships are business anyway. If it's a power couple thing, that's different. But in most cases, most women are not going to have like the same level as a high quality man. They not, right? So that cooperation is key. Loyalty. That's loyalties with any man. Now, sex appeal. Understand something. With a woman, she needs to have herself together because, like I said, the man he's being judged on it. And part of it is sex appeal. Man, you know what, ladies? I might say it's unfair or something, but it is what it is. But not in the sex appeal has to be, I'd say, a balanced sex appeal. It has to be a classy sex appeal. You can't come up there wearing like some cat suit or something like that. They'll get judged. They'll be like, that's a tacky one. And I've actually heard some guys up there, they got chastised for their choice of women. Because the guys were like, no, not her. Because like I say, they get judged. They question the judgment, And they be like, well, do I want to like trust this dude with millions of my dollars and he can't pick a woman right? Like say the dude's like a high-paid stockbroker or something like that. But he's messing with tacky women, right? And the dude's trying to do business with them. They sitting back like, boom, I don't know. See, understand one thing with high-quality men, and this ain't a political thing, but more of a social thing, they're going to tend to be conservative. So you still have to have sex appeal, but what I would consider a classy sex appeal. You still need to look nice in that dress and everything. You need to be fit and look nice in that dress, but it can't be that short dress. It got to have some elegance to it, right? The haircut. You got to have, gray, not so much the greater hair. Not so much the greater hair, but how you carry it. You can wear natural hair as long as it's clean, as long as it looks good. You might even say something. Now, unfortunately, depending on the circle, that can or cannot be an issue, particularly with black women, depending on the circle. I'm just being honest. But at the same time, anybody you get with, you still got to be comfortable being yourself, right? So, you got the cooperation, loyalty, everything. But you ultimately you got to be an asset for it, right? I remember one of the best pieces of advice I got from this guy. Most women would consider him a high quality man. I mean, this dude's base per year, he was in high level sales. His base per year was 6 figures. That's his base. You're talking really 1% of the population really makes that. Because there's two 1%. There's that 1% that may make like maybe 6 figures, and then there's the 0.1%. Those are the billionaires. Let me make that clear. So this guy, he was he said he was telling me a lot of stuff. He was telling me a lot of stuff, and they got to think about that. But the main thing he told me, he said, look, a woman needs to be an asset to you. A woman's either going to be an asset to you or a liability. Because ultimately, you got to bring something to that relationship. Even if it's just cooperation, a level of class, a level of representing him well. That's the key. It ain't so much about your money. And if you like a loud person or and remember, you can't be that person who's going to try to tell him some stuff. You can't come in unless, you on an equal level. And quite frankly, I'm just going to be real with you. You don't see it a lot. Because one of my favorite instances, I was doing a book signing at in the exclusive area of a club in D.C., right? Zanzibar on the waterfront from when it was around. And I will never forget, I'm in the exclusive area, and the only women in there, it was one businesswoman in there. Every other woman was working there. They had to go get others. It was like mostly men. It's mostly men. And that was part of a social thing. But then at the same time, it says a lot about the women they were dealing with. Because they weren't there to meet women. Shit. They weren't there. They were there conducting business and everything. And it was like one woman in there. One woman who was hanging with them. One woman who had the same level of success. So a lot of times, that's not an issue of like it just being some like equal money or anything. So yeah, just a bottom line, be an asset to him. You gotta represent him well and everything. And it's not difficult, because the thing is, if you can do that, you have a pretty good man. Because one thing about a high quality man, you got a better chance of him being loyal to you than say there's some regular working dude. Because if a man's at that level, he's working a lot. He don't have time. This is not to say he wouldn't cheat or anything or get somebody. Let's really keep that clear. But you ain't gonna have to worry about him all over the place. And he's going to take care of it. He's going to take care of at least his surface responsibilities, because remember, he's being judged by that himself. You got other men who are going to judge him by that. In fact, when you come down to that aspect of it, and I've had several of those high post men say this. They say other men will check them on their shit if they acting trifling. Because remember, they checking them because they trying to do business, and it was like, well, if they can't, if they seeing he's acting messy and everything, they're like, I don't know if I want to do business with this dude. But your main thing, men will check each other on that, but your main thing is you got to be an asset to them. So anyway, that's all I got for now. Think about what I'm saying. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace and blessings.